You guys do not understand how jacked I was to film this today. Today, I will be giving you my predictions for the Western and the Eastern Conference, as well as a full NHL bracket. First up, we will start with the Nashville Predators versus the Colorado Avalanche. Nashville has 117 points this year. They're the winners of the President's Trophy, and they're 4-0 against Colorado this year. So here's what Nashville has to offer. A goalie whose name you may have heard in combination with the word Vezina. You have PK Subban, who is an unbelievable force to have on your team, and oh yeah, they were in last year's Stanley Cup Finals. Colorado has 95 points this year and a wild card spot, which is in stark contrast to last year where they only finished with 48 points. My prediction is Nashville will win this series. Next up, we have the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Los Angeles Kings, and I am super excited for the series, possibly the most excited for this series other than the Leaf series. I desperately want the Golden Knights to get to the second round. Another reason this has to be one of my favorite series is solely due to the proximity of the teams. I mean, they're only an hour flight from each other. So on one side of the coin, you have this stellar, almost fluke of an expansion team who finished first in the Pacific and also have the best expansion team record in the NHL ever. Since the beginning of this year, I've thought, no, there's no way this team can make it to the playoffs. No, there's no way this team can do this, do that. And they've been doing it. So to count them out at this late in the season, I think is stupid. Maybe it's not so crazy for them to win the cup. Okay, I'm hearing myself say that and it sounds crazy. And they do, after all, have home ice advantage. And if we've learned anything this year, it's that Vegas playing on home ice matters to them. It makes a huge difference. Maybe not so much of a difference for the Golden Knights, but more so impairs the opposition. The entire year between these two teams has been a battle. But the Kings have something the Vegas Golden Knights don't, and that's experience. For instance, while the Kings have much of the same team as last year, at this time last year, the Golden Knights only had one player on their entire team, and that was Reed Duke. Now, I'm not saying that the Kings are going to lose just because they have Dion Phaneuf on their team, but that's exactly what I'm saying. So, Vegas Golden Knights win this series. Winnipeg Jets versus the Minnesota Wild. The Winnipeg Jets have never made it to the Stanley Cup Finals and have definitely not won a cup. But the way they've been playing this year suggests that they have a real chance. Not only are they going into the first round with a stellar goaltender, but they're also going into the first round with a stellar goaltender who has never played in the postseason, and as one who has already played 67 games this year. To put that in perspective, the Lightning's goaltender has played 65 games and publicly spoke to the media about being tired. Ryan Suter broke his ankle at the end of the season, so Minnesota will be without their top defenseman. Another interesting fact is that Minnesota has also not made it to the Stanley Cup Finals or won a cup. Obviously, because if you don't get to the finals, you can't win a cup. I think that the Jets will win this series. Anaheim Ducks versus San Jose Sharks. Number 2 and number 3 in the Pacific Division. Even closer than that, these teams are only 1 point off of each other at 101 and 100 points this season, respectively. Two California teams who have been in the playoffs consecutively for at least the past 3 years. The goalie for the Ducks has allowed the fewest goals against for the past 3 months. And then he got injured on the first day of April and has not played since. Now, whether he's going to play through an injury like a lot of players do during the playoffs, or if he's just out as a precaution, we will find out, I guess, when the playoffs start. Luckily for the Ducks, Ryan Miller seems ready to step up to the plate. They're actually coming in hot as they ended the season on a 5-game win streak, and the last game, I'm pretty sure Ryan Miller got a shutout. As for the Sharks, they finished their season losing 5 out of their last 6 games. Last year, they were defeated by the Oilers, and the year before that, they were defeated by Phil Kessel and his Penguins. You thought I was going to say Crosby and his Penguins, right? No, this is Phil Kessel's club. It's hard to say who will win this series. The Sharks have the advantage if you're going off of head-to-head battles during the season. But then again, when you get to the playoffs, you kind of wash your hands of the last season. Anaheim looks good because they're coming off of a win streak, and San Jose looks bad because they're coming off of basically a losing streak. But does that translate into the playoffs? I think it does, so I'm going to say Anaheim wins. And that is all for the Western Conference. Next up, I will be doing a video on the Eastern Conference and my beloved team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm going to try and do something a little bit fun this postseason. Basically, I've started a league for the NHL Bracket Challenge. It is called the Sports Girl League. Very imaginative, I know. I will be putting up a link here and in the description and probably in the comment section. So if you guys are interested in adding your brackets to my league, we can kind of just see what everybody's doing. So yes, please make sure you go do that. I would love to see what you guys are thinking. My sister and I basically have the same ideas of who's going to win, who's going to lose. Okay, for the Eastern Conference, I would have to say that I'm a little bit out there with my ideas, and you're gonna see in the next video. So I won't keep you long here. I will say a quick goodbye, and I will see you real quick in the next video.